Alright guys, you know when your plan looks perfect on paper, right? You're planning to make dinner, you're planning to go to the gym after work or after school, you're planning to meditate in the morning, you've got the habit on paper, you know what to do, but then when time comes to do it, it's just difficult. Maybe it's winter, right? And going to the gym at 5 o'clock and now it's dark out and you're freezing your butt off and the last thing you want to do is actually go for a workout. You just want to sleep and hibernate, maybe watch Netflix and hang out, watch a movie. What do you do when you've got these habits, but when the going gets tough, which is sometimes every week for some of us, you don't end up doing them? Well, today I want to introduce you to a concept that I call habit iteration. This is exactly how I keep going with certain habits when things are not working and you're encountering tons of roadblocks. What's up guys, Alex Hine here, author of Master the Day. Now before we quickly jump into it, I want to pop up a quick notification. I told you this year I am releasing 12, actually I corrected it, 13 new books. One is a full-length book coming out in November. The rest are these Kindle shorts. One per month I'm coming out on key weight loss topics. Now, the first one's coming out in just a couple weeks. It is called What the Heck Should I Make for Dinner? And it's all about the 12 simple nutritional principles behind massive weight loss success stories. Now, I'm looking for early bird reviewers. I'm looking for people that want to get the book free. Yes, you're going to get a free digital copy, and who are willing to provide early reviews on Amazon. Now, you are not obligated to do it. I am not exchanging my book for reviews. I'm looking for people that would be willing to do that. Now, if you want, go ahead, click the book right there, the cover, the box there. There's more info in the comment box below, but that's what I want you to check out first before we go any further, because that's coming out soon and that book is getting given away soon. All right, back to this idea of habit iteration. Most people, when you think about it, we just review our goals once a year, right? The new year rolls around and we sit and we're like, oh yeah, I want to lose weight, I want to quit smoking, and I want to get off my butt, stop watching Netflix 4 hours a day. We set the goals once per year, which means that basically we only have one day per year where we're trying to figure out how to improve and how to live life differently. One day per year. One single day per year where we're trying to figure out how can I fix whatever's not working in my life. But what if, I thought about this one year, what if you instead reviewed every night? Not like in a 2-hour, deep, in-depth habit review kind of way, but what if all you did was, on paper, reviewed those simple habits you said you were going to cultivate, and then whether or not they worked, and then what you could improve. Now, I call this idea habit iteration because iteration with a T. And the reason for that is because the average person chooses one time per year where they get to evolve themselves beyond where they currently are, right? But you, if you do habit iteration, you get 365 times to improve upon your habits. So think about this. One person has one day, one time per year, they figure out how to get better. You, 365 times if you spend even 2 minutes per night. So literally, what one person does in 1 year, you do 365 times, which means that they would take 365 years to improve the level you do in 1 year. Now, let's say, for example, you have 3 separate habits that you're working on and you're having a hard time doing because when the rubber meets the road, they're just roadblocks that you didn't foresee before. Now, in my book, I call this habit the weekly review, this habit iteration idea. And let's say, for example, one habit is you said you'd go to the gym for 60 minutes twice a week. All right. The new year rolls around. You said you were going to go for 60 minutes twice a week and you don't do it. So why do you not do it? Maybe, well, this week you realize that 60 minutes, that's a long time. If I've never really religiously worked out, that's a really long time. Like that's the inner narrative going on that's preventing you from sticking with the habit. Well, what I do is on Sunday, I do a quick weekly review of my habits. What worked? What didn't work? And why? And then the million-dollar question is, what new habit can I do next week to improve upon this habit I said? So the habit was exercise, 2 60-minute workouts. This week, well, maybe it was because it felt like it was just way too long. So then this week's habit is going to be, again, you're iterating on the last habit. It might be just do 2 20-minute workouts. You've iterated and improved upon the previous habit. Now, let's say, for example, the habit was exercising at a certain time. So let's say habit number 2 was you're going to do a morning workout because you're realizing that once you get to school or to the office or wherever, you're not doing your workouts. Well, the habit was I'm going to do a 20-minute walk or workout before work. And you did it 0 times this week. Well, what worked and what didn't work and why? Well, it didn't work because in the morning I'm rushed and I'm stressed, and I tried doing weights and I tried running and I was just tired and I just felt ill. I didn't feel good in the morning, like I had enough energy. Okay, what's the new habit for this week? Well, then maybe I'm going to do the same 20-minute workout, but I'm going to try doing it right after work. I'm going to go right from 5 p.m. the office or from school, and I'm going to go do the workout on the way home. All right, that is your new habit iteration. Now, what if, for example, the habit was to cook 4 times this week, and you're realizing, all right, I know that cooking is a good habit, you try to do it, and then what happens? Maybe you're just too busy, or you're like, oh, I don't even know, what the hell do I cook? What do I eat? Like, how do I do this? I don't even have half the pans and stuff. Maybe then you've set the bar too high because you don't have some of the foundational habits for cooking. So what is the new habit you can do this week, okay? What worked, what didn't work, and why? Well, I didn't cook because I don't really know what to cook. I don't really know what supplies I need, on and on and on. So what's the habit iteration here? Well, I didn't know what to cook. This week, I'm going to have 5 recipes planned out, and I'm just going to make those the whole month. This week, I've set out a list of all the pots and pans and spices and all that crap that I need to make the good dinner I said I would. So the habit iteration is improving upon that habit 1% so that the next week, you've just removed the biggest barrier, the biggest thing stopping you from actually cultivating that habit. So this idea of habit iteration is that you set the habit and it doesn't just magically end like that. It's not like you set the workout habit or the cooking habit or the meditation habit or the don't yell at your wife or your husband habit and then it's done. There's a million barriers that show up in between. Like, here's where you are, where you want to be. There's a million things that show up. So the secret is setting aside that time each week to do a daily habit iteration. I would recommend it nightly if you can. If not, every Sunday for 2 minutes, that works perfectly. Now, just a quick reminder before we peace out here, that new book, What the Heck Should I Eat for Dinner? The 12 Simple Nutritional Principles Behind Massive Weight Loss Success Stories. That one's coming out in a couple weeks. And if you would like to join the early review team, you'll get a copy of my book free. Go ahead, click the box there. There's more info below. There's going to be a nice little square thing here. Go ahead, click it. I'm going to add you to the list. You're going to get a little, hey, you're in message. And then in about 2 weeks, I'm going to be releasing those early review copies because I want your feedback, right? And I'm looking for that early review, just that big group of early reviewers where we can provide honest feedback on Amazon so that other people know whether or not they want to buy this book, whether or not it's a scammy diet book, or whether or not it's valuable. So if you can, join the early bird list there below. Look forward to having you there, and I will catch you next time.